This is what happened when Woody, Luke and Fence, 3 useless golfers, took part in an amateur golf tournament. Welcome to the Road to the Belfry series, episode 1. Enjoy.
Today the three of us are taking part in Springfield Golf's Road to the Belfry amateur tournament. This is a Stableford competition, so all participants have a fair chance of winning, no matter their handicap. Players will get 1 point for a bogey, 2 for a par, 3 for a birdie, and so on. Double bogeys and over score 0 points. However, this is handicap adjusted, so for example, if a player has a handicap of 18, this means they get an extra shot on every hole. So a bogey for them would be a net par, which would earn them 2 points. I'm playing off a handicap of 15, Woody is playing off a handicap of 26.3, and Fence is playing off 18.8. We are playing at the first qualifier at Shrigley Hall in Cheshire. The top 6 players from this meet will qualify for the final at the Belfry later this year. I'll link the website below for full details about the tournament if you want to find out more. Me, Woody and Fence were the last group out on day 1, so let's head over to the first tee. So hole 1, Woody to get us underway.
And he stripes one.
And Woody's hit a good one, just down the right hand side of the fairway there. 336 yard par 4 this one, fairly straight with bunkers probably about 200 yards, 220 yards up. Fence is next and hits his usual fade. Again, nicely in play. I've tried to get a little bit clever here and hit a 2-iron.
Oh. Gee.
And as Woody's told you, that's not gone well. So this has left me with a 7-iron just hitting up towards the bunkers to leave me a shot into the green, and that one's gone much, much better. So Woody's got about 170 yards here, hitting his go-to hybrid. You'll see this club a lot today. He's not too happy with that one. Fence has got just over 150 yards here, just before the bunkers.
It's all over it.
You can see the weather's not the best, unfortunately.
Oh dear.
Good shot from Fence, but it just winds up in the bunker. So Woody's got 129 now towards the green.
Oh, get up there, Woody. Get it.
And he hits a perler. I've got 114, third shot, aiming for the green. And mine winds up very close to Woody's. Fence with some dodgy camera work here. We were all responsible for recording our own shots, so you're going to see some interesting frames. This is the first from Fence, but it's a good shot out of the bunker. We're playing ready golf, so even though I'm closer than Woody, I'm just going as he's setting up his camera. And we'd not really got to grips with the greens, unfortunately, and I've left that one short. Not as short as that one, though. So Woody to go again. And I'm starting to think that he's left the batteries out of that putter because it's just not working for him at the minute. I clean up for a bogey, and that nets me 2 points. Woody, somehow from about 12 feet away, 12, 15 feet, he's 4-putted. He was fuming with that, but it does get him a point. And Fence nearly dropping that for a par. And again, cleans up for the bogey too. So not a terrible start for the boys. Over to hole 2 then. The tee shots on this one were filmed on Fence's camera, which is the reason we've got this North Pole vibe. But Woody hits another good drive here. 292 this par 4. So it's achievable to get this up near the green if you hit it well. Unfortunately, the wind and rain is directly into our faces, so it is taking a good bit of distance off. and none of us hit it the furthest. But we've all put shots in the fairway there, so there's nothing to be too upset about. Woody's got 136. Hitting his go-to hybrid, but he's sliced this one quite a lot.
I think you'll be alright.
I'll have a chip ball.
And as he says, as he realises his umbrella's blowing down the fairway, he will have a chip on. Fence had just over 100 yards and unfortunately fatted it, and it winds up short of the green. I've got just under 100 yards, and unfortunately just fly this one a little bit too far past the green. So none of us, after 3 good drives, have hit the green, unfortunately. Fence with a 50 wedge, and that'll get him dancing. Woody. Tricky shot from where he is. But he recovers quite well. That one just runs off to the back edge of the green from where he was. I've got a 60 wedge. Sort of a blind shot. I couldn't really see how that landed.
Little 9-iron bump and
Here's another angle for you.
see what damage I can do. Luke's playing now. With a little delicate chip. It's a lovely shot.
Expertly commentated by D Wood there. So he chips on with a 9-iron. And that's just run a little bit further than he would have liked.
We'll take it.
But he's happy with it. Fence with a long par putt. And even with the North Pole vibes that he's got on this camera, you can see that he gets that close and cleans up for bogey and yet another 2 points. Woody for his bogey. Oh! It's a much better putt than the last green though. And he 2 putts for a double. Me for the par. And I just miss it on the high side. But as usual, it's not too much of a problem to clean this one up for bogey. And just 1 point there due to the handicap. Hole 3 then brings us to our first par 3, 135 yards.
Get there.
Woody's hit a perler.
Oh, yes, Woody.
He's all over.
Get in there.
Oh, game on.
Game on.
Get me to Belfry.
And you can tell he loved that one. Fence up next with an 8-iron.
He's chunked it.
Again, he's chunked this one again slightly.
I think you're short.
And it has wound up short of the green. My turn. This time I'm hitting 8-iron as well. And I thought I'd hit this miles past. But it is a little bit of a blind look of the green that you've got there, and it actually did wind up on the green. Fence has thinned his 50 wedge approach a little bit, but it's okay.
I'm giving one of you a line.
Towards the back of the green, but he's still putting. So as he mentioned, he'll be giving Woody a line here. Can he save his par? No, but he's give it a really good go.
Been good so far.
And he'll clean up for the bogey. And yet another 2 points. It's a strong start from Fence. Me for a birdie.
Go on.
And it's not a bad effort at all. And it leaves me with an easy putt for par. Woody first though.
Go on. Ooh.
Now he's hitting it too hard.
Alright, it's alright.
So a tricky one for his par. And he's massively underhit this one, unfortunately. So I'll tap in for my par and 2 points. And Woody will clean his up for his bogey and 2 points. So after 3 holes, we're all sat around the middle of the pack, which isn't bad going considering we've played the least amount of holes. Plenty to build on. Hole 4 brings us to the first par 5 of the round.
Oh, it's a good one from Fence.
535 yards, and Fence hits a really good one off the tee. Woody's turn,
Short.
Yes, Woody.
and he hits a good one as well. Not quite as far as Fence, but he's in the fairway,
Straight balls
maybe
all
just
day
off to the
long.
left. My turn.
Yeah, nice. That actually leaves you a nice angle, mate.
It wasn't the line I was trying to take, but it's worked out fine.
That's a better angle. Come on!
Woody then, 350 yards away, and again just hitting his go-to hybrid club. He's not caught that perfectly, but it's fine. I'm hitting 2-iron from just over 300 yards away. And I catch this one really nicely.
Yeah, boy.
Happy with that one. Over to potato cam.
Oh, damn.
And Fence hits a potato shot.
Right, mate, head up.
Topping his 3-wood.
It's a hybrid again. And he's getting topped.
Woody and his hybrid. I don't think you can call that a tonkin. Fence again then. And this is a much better shot with his hybrid. Progressing the ball nicely down the fairway. Woody again with his hybrid. And again, he's progressed this one really well as well. And he just winds up right at the green. I've got 125 yards. Looking to hit this green in reg.
That's absolutely flown.
And stupidly, I'd forgotten that this hole was back the other way. So it was downwind and I've flown that way too far. Some more dodgy camera work from Fence, but you can see this ball nearly creeps into the hole. Great shot from him there. So I've had to drop, and this is my 5th shot up and on the green. Woody's 5th shot sees him chipping from the right hand side of the green, and he judges that really well with his 9-iron.
I'll take it.
Can he clean up for a bogey? No. The putter is just not working for him at the moment. But he does clean up for his double, and another point on the board. Fence for his par. It's a very good effort.
Oh, unlucky, mate. Let's see the tapping. Lovely.
And again he gets his bogey, and another 2 points on the card for Fence. Me to try and save a bogey. And unfortunately I can't manage it. Clean up for the double, and add an extra point to the board.
Damn it.
Hole 5 is another par 4 with a slight bend to the left, and Woody gets us underway with another cracking drive down the centre. That one will run down the hill and give him a nice look in.
Shot.
I've hit another good drive as well. Mine's a little bit further right than Woody's.
I will do. Canvas. 3 spouse left.
And Fence completes the hat trick. He's almost on top of my ball, so all 3 of us will have a very decent look at the green from where we are. So Woody up first, just under 200 yards, and no need to guess his club, it's the hybrid. And he catches this really well. Not the best line, and unfortunately gets caught up in the rough, but it's a good shot.
Get up there, thanking you.
He's happy with it. Fence from 185, and you can't tell from this camera, but it is slightly uphill, the ball from your feet, so it's very easily fatted. And both me and Fence fat these shots and come up short of the green. So disappointing really. Fence now with 45. Hits his 50 wedge and just pushes it right, unfortunately. Just off the back edge of the green. But it's not a terrible miss. Woody chipping out of this long rough with his 9-iron. And he looks brilliant in the air. Unfortunately, the ball just gets its skates on a bit and runs off the back of the green. Again, not a bad shot though.
Fine.
Me with the 50 wedge. And to be honest, I catch this a little bit funky, but it winds up near the pin, so I can't complain too much. So Fence chipping off the back edge of the green. And that's a great touch from him. Gives him a solid look at making a bogey from there. Woody doing the same from the other side. And again, it's a good touch from Woody too. Starting to look like competent golfers, the group. Unusual. Me for my par. It's not to be. Leave it short. It's an easy tap in for a bogey and 2 points on the board. Fence for his bogey. Not sure what happened there. He might need to check his pants, but it's an easy clean up for a double bogey. And another point on the board. And unfortunately, Woody just cannot get his putter working at the moment. And he cleans up for another double bogey and another point on the board. Hole 6 then is probably the trickiest hole on the front nine. It's a very long, nearly 440 yards par 4.
It's funny, mate, you warmed up your
This
driver.
hasn't phased Fence though, because he's absolutely
It's just
piped
on the right
his
side.
straight down the fairway.
Oh.
Woody must have had eyes for the 16th green, because that's basically where he's ended up, unfortunately. It's a big slice to the right hand side.
Yeah.
You put in.
My turn,
Sure.
and mine's not quite as good as Fence's. It's just up in the right hand rough there, but it's absolutely fine. So Woody just off the green. And it's a tricky lie, you can't see, but it's just at the foot of a hill, and he's caught the ground. So his third shot again is the hybrid, and he catches this one much better. And he's just passed me in Fence now. I'm hitting 2-iron for my second shot, and I catch this a little bit fat. But it works out fine, progresses me down the fairway and gives myself a shot into the green. Fence with 200 after that brilliant drive. And he hits a corker of a hybrid.
Yeah, lovely shot, mate. It looked like it was going further.
Hybrid, cheers.
Woody, again, hybrid. And yeah, it was a tough shot out of that rough. He's not caught that well, but he's down near where I am. So I've got 90 yards in. And I've just caught this thin and sort of blocked it right, this 56 degree wedge, and missed the green on the right hand side. So Woody's got 97. And he's hit a corker.
Yeti.
Fence wound up short, so he's hitting this 50 wedge. And doing his best impression of Christ the Redeemer there. Unfortunately for him, he caught the lip and he ends up in the bunker. My fourth shot sees me chipping with a 60 wedge towards the pin. And it's nice. Here's another angle of it. That winds up nice and close. Woody's sixth shot is him chipping just off the green with a 9-iron. And here's another angle of that one too. Not a bad chip, just a little long. Fence, well out of the bunker. And it actually works out really well. He's not far from the pin at all there. Woody needs this to not blob.
Get in! Come on! Get in! Get that on camera.
I think he enjoyed that one.
Get in. We don't blob.
We don't blob. Or Woody doesn't anyway. I clean up for a bogey. And another 2 points on the card. And Fence does the same. And puts another 2 points on the card. So through 6 hole, the boys are going well. After 6 holes, me and Fence are going quite well. If we carry on scoring at this same rate, we should be up near the top of the leaderboard come the end of the first day. Woody has dropped down just slightly, but definitely not out of the running. Hole 7 then is the last of the par 5s on this course. And if the last hole was the hardest, this is probably the second hardest on the front 9. It's only 471 yards this par 5, but you've essentially got to thread it up to what is a narrow gateway between some trees to get it over the sort of ravine towards the green.
Maybe a double layup there.
Woody and Fence both hit brilliant drives there. Unfortunately, mine's completely off the toe,
I nearly fell over.
and it's gone about 60 degrees right towards the 15th hole. So I find it just near the tee box and try to recover this with a 2-iron, which doesn't go too badly. I thin it quite badly, but get away with it really. Woody's just hitting his hybrid up towards sort of the trees there where you can see the green through them, and that's a good shot from him. Fence not feeling confident from 280 yards, so just laying up with his pitching wedge to give him sort of a 200 shot into the green. And he's just about done that. I've got 250, so I'm thinking if I can just get it up on the hill, that would be fine. Unfortunately, I sliced that badly, and it is dead in the trees. Woody with 190, and you can see what I mean by ravine now. It dips down and then dips straight back up, and Woody's hit a good one round the trees here. Fence has laid up well and hit a decent 3 hybrid up onto the hill towards the green there, just to the right hand side. I've had to take a drop, so this is my 5th shot at the bottom of the hill. I'm playing a 9-iron up towards the green. And that's a good recovery actually, just on the front edge of the green. Woody with the 9-iron for his 4th shot, and it just winds up short of the green unfortunately. Didn't catch it as he would have liked. Fence with about 68 yards. Pitching wedge. Tricky shot on the hill that, but he does well with it. Woody chipping nicely onto the green there with his 9-iron. Another angle of that one. And that'll give him a solid look at bogey.
Buddy.
So me trying to save bogey with a long putt here. Not done a great job of that. So it's Fence's turn now. He's going for his par. And yeah, it's a good putt from Fence. It should be a nice easy bogey. Or is it? Cheeky 360 round the hole there. Sees him get a double bogey in just the 1 point. Again, Woody can just not get this putter going at all. And he cleans up for a double. And I just about squeezed that in the hole for a double bogey too. And an extra point on the board. The 8th hole is the closest to the pin challenge with an extra bonus of £10,000 if you make a hole-in-one. It's a 148 yard par 3 downhill with a small body of water to the left with a small stream running in front of the green. We were the last group out, so all we needed to do was get our balls inside the pin marker on the green to win. Or just knock it in. Easy. So Woody to start us off on the hole-in-one hole. He's taken a 5-iron and pulled this straight left though, unfortunately. Probably wasn't a bad distance, but it's dead. In the rubbish to the left-hand side of the green. Fence's turn then, he's taken a 7-iron. And it's a very solid shot, straight into the middle of the green. No prize pot for him though. My turn then. And I've taken dead aim at the pin here.
Go on.
Too long.
I told you it wasn't a 7.
Probably 10 yards too long, unfortunately, and James is totally right, it was a club too much. He tried to tell me beforehand, but I didn't listen. So Woody's taken a drop, and this is his 3rd towards the green. He thins it, but gets away with it. Bounces over the little stream.
It's worked out. It has worked out.
And he'll be putting from there. Fence with a birdie putt. I've knocked the camera there. Apologies. So Woody opting to chip instead of putt from where he is. Again, the 9-iron's out. And it's a good line. Again, just slightly over hit. I'm chipping out of the rough just behind the green there. And it's run away from me a little bit, that one. Fence for his par. And he drops it very well. And that's a solid 3 points on the board for him. Woody just having absolutely no luck whatsoever with his putter, and unfortunately that's a triple and no points. And I narrowly missed the par putt. And it's given me an easy tap in for another bogey. And another 2 points on the card. So, hole 9. And it's not a great start from Fence. You can see that's come off the heel. And you can see the shock in his face as it bounces 10 yards over to the left-hand side there. My turn. Can I improve on that? Maybe not.
I've not done much
It's slightly better. It's probably got 25 yards on fence, that drive.
Oh, I hit down on it.
And Woody.
Yes, absolute bullet down the middle.
Finally, one of us hits it a decent distance off the tee. So Fence with a long way to the green, hitting his hybrid, and he's caught that one quite well, and it'll give him a look towards the green. I'm opting for the 2-iron, and it goes up and over the hill nicely and should run down for me a little bit. Woody, you don't need to guess his club. He's caught this well this time. And again, that should give him a look at the green from where he's landed. Fence with just over 200 and some dodgy camera work here. I think it's Fence. We can't tell because we can't see his head. But nevertheless, it's an okay shot. My turn. 175 yards. I've hit a 5-iron. I've caught this one really well. Unfortunately, I've just pulled it a little left. So I've just missed the green on the left side, I think. Woody with his hybrid again.
Oh, yes!
Hopefully it's...
He catches that nicely, but it does wind up in the bunker, sadly. Back to potato cam. And our headless player. Is it a decent shot onto the green there? Woody out of the bunker. These scare him like nothing else. So to get out of that in one is good going for Woody. So I'm chipping just off the side of the green here, P-wedge, to try and get a little bit more roll on these. Only I've sort of played the 50 wedge shot with the P-wedge, so it's ended up miles past the pin. Fence looking to try and save his bogey. And he's just hit it a little bit too hard, unfortunately. Woody doesn't catch his greenside chip. So we're back to Fence. And he's left his double bogey putt short, and means for the first time on the front nine, he's had to card a triple bogey. My bogey putt comes up just a little bit short and meanders to the left, and again I've had to settle for a double here.
Oh, go on. Lucky Woody.
And still Woody's putter fighting him every bit, and he ends up with a triple as well. So an underwhelming finish to the front nine for the up and down boys. So after 9 holes, Woody is on 10 points, I'm on 14 points, and Fence is leading our group with 16 points. We kept saying that we were simmering as we made our way around this starting 9 holes. None of us had really made a move for the top of the leaderboard, but we weren't lagging behind too much either. We all believed we could catch fire on the back 9 and put some serious points on the board going into the second day. So if you want to see the next video, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified when the next episode is out. Thanks all for watching, and catch you in the next one.